All right, welcome to the first episode of the Black Mountains. My name's Blood. Does anyone want to introduce themselves and their characters?
Uh,
All right, Smoke. Smoke right here is Kalcash, the gold Dragonborn monk. Uh, Ben right here is Arsene, the catfolk rogue. Necro, who's not here, is Blaire, the human knight slash uh, archer. And then we have Elle playing Vi Winters, who is I believe you're a
Also an archer.
elf archer, or
yeah, of Archer.
okay.
Specific kind of elf. I don't Eldarin, whatever. I'm tired. My brain is broke.
All right, so I'm going to take you to Skarrest. So it's a couple days before the exchange with the salamanders to the west. In the meantime, the more you put in as seed money for like goods, the more that they will pay you in return that you can then trade in for like for the trade. So
Okay.
all I
I'm
have
glad
in the
I fucking kept track of who was investing what.
good because I can't find it.
It's
I
in the
don't
party
recall that
loot.
at all.
Oh, good, because all I found in the party loot was 51 silver invested by via Winters, 100 pounds of shit in need of mending from Cash, which costs 50 silver, and 100
It
silver worth of steel
costed
ingots.
50 silver to buy the shit that was broken.
Ah, okay, and then you're gonna repair
And
it.
then, yes, and he also talked with, as part of the deal, he talked with his girlfriend at the fucking temple to get the 100 pounds of tools, I think they were, like various broken tools and weapons.
Oh, 100
To
like
have them
yeah, I see.
prestidigitation and then uh,
Mend it.
mended back together in order to have 100 pounds worth of tools and shit.
All right.
I don't know what that would end up costing. All I know is that he invested 50 silver in those 100 pounds worth of shit.
You basically just got all the broken stuff from like the lost and found.
Yeah, and then we found 100 silver worth of steel ingots that Arsene so readily handled.
Quote unquote found.
Yes, quote unquote.
All right, so you have 3 days until then. Amelia says that she can do that. Um, let's see how many junior clerics does she have? All right, she only has like 10 junior clerics that she could like put on this, but it will be done because I mean it's not that much,
Yeah.
and they're both cantrips.
Kalcash was he's like, I owe you a big favor.
All right, Amelia. Do I have Amelia's character token? Not character token, character sheet. I forgot that's a character sheet I needed to make. Um. Okay, so I don't believe clerics are really good at Arcana, are they?
Uh, they can, I think they can invest in Arcana.
Well, she has a +4 because I'm basically just giving her her base intelligence or base wisdom. Depends on what cleric she uses. It's been a while. 19. So she's using this as a training opportunity for the clerics in training.
I think thematically she's probably a Twilight cleric.
Yeah, I think that's probably something she is. Actually, can I?
Because Twilight cleric has to deal with like the sun, the setting of the sun, the coming and going, the dawn, that kind of shit.
Yeah. Let's see. Did I write down? uh, no, I didn't write down. Yeah, she's probably a Twilight character. I'm gonna write that down.
I
Twilight
think that's what it's called.
cleric. So instead of getting to play Albats and Oubliettes, all the kids in the that are part of the temple have to mend for like a whole day.
Damn.
Mend and prestidigitate.
Whoa.
All right. Does anyone else want to do anything for the next 3 days?
I don't remember this campaign at all.
Light?
Cool.
Oh shit, light actually might be.
So I can't really say yes or nay to anything.
Okay, yeah. I'm
Uh,
sorry. I misled you. It's a light cleric.
light cleric.
Yeah.
Although Temple of Twilight is a pretty badass title.
I know, but light cleric actually has access to a bunch of like fire techniques, which I remember correctly. A fire god.
It's a fire god
So,
outside the Black Mountains. In the Black Mountains, no. God of the Sun. Isn't that the
it's
same
the
thing?
sun god.
No, it's not the same thing.
No, don't. You slap them for saying that. How dare you?
The sun is a marvelous thing that doesn't burn people. But isn't
Then
it
why
called...
do you keep using fireball and scorching ray, head priest? Just slap them again. Stop asking questions.
Vi, you have contacts with the Valorans, who are the traders. So you invested 51 silver. Do you want to gain like special materials or just like 51 silvers and luxury goods?
51 luxury goods, I guess? I don't know.
All right. So you got the... Okay, so now the clerics have advantage on their basically their Arcana rolls. So these are junior clerics, so they have a +2. They have advantage. Woo! That's actually pretty good. All right. So is there anything else anything wants to do before they do the deal?
Can we perhaps try to do the scouting? Because we still have a couple days left.
Yeah. So do you
We
want...
can probably scout out where the Zornite camp is.
Okay.
You know, not tackle it, just see if we can actually locate it.
Yeah. That's fair. All right. I'll take you to...
I will assist with that.
Yeah, I feel like Arsene and Kalcash can do that. If Winters doesn't feel like coming along.
What do we have? We have 2 boys who are good in stealth, but are bright, shiny gold, and wearing a pink jacket.
That's hilarious, yeah. That's
I'm
my
good at
favorite part
stealth.
about our stealthy characters.
I'm good at stealth. I'll come along.
Ah, sick. Awesome.
We are absolutely gonna screw this up. I can't wait for that. It's gonna.
All right. Let's see
Wow,
if I can...
there's so many birds in here. Jesus Christ.
Look, everyone wants a nice cup of ale.
Man, that is some loud music. I gotta turn that down.
Wait a second. Oh, I remember. I forgot about that thing. I forgot that she kept it.
Uh,
The fucking armor.
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, she kept the armor because I mean it's pretty cool. Not gonna lie.
I shall tap
Krista.
Krista on the shoulder.
Ah, Kalcash. Are we gonna be doing that thing soon? It's kind of making me
Right
antsy
now,
being
if you
in...
have the time.
She immediately stands up, wobbles around. All right, let's get this over with. I'm getting kind of antsy just being here.
Okay.
And Kalcash will follow her out.
As she is it's like she's walking a tightrope as she's going with like her broadsword in her hand and like walking forward. Okay. Do you want to bring any of your companions with you besides her?
It's only scouting, so I'm going to say no.
All right.
The less people, the better. In case we don't want to draw too big of an attention to ourselves. The more people would be good if we get caught, but less people, less of get caught.
Yeah. I hope I don't have... I hope you do rolling rolls because I did not make anything for this eventuality. Because I wasn't thinking straight.
It's all good.
All
You
right.
probably went under the assumption that we didn't quite have that amount of time, that we had less time than we actually did.
Yeah. Let's see. It's going to be funny on like the stream. They're going to see me like look at all these maps. Like, wow, he has a lot of modern maps. What kind of world is this? No, this is just like all my maps. All right, so I don't have.
Oh, what? You didn't do some spring cleaning on your maps?
No, I did. It's just that it deleted them all from my PC. Not
Ah. Oh, okay.
so like I had some stuff. Okay, yeah, that map could work if something happens. So I hope you roll well. All right, how do you want to enter the tunnels? Do you want to enter through her way or your way?
She's leading us, so I guess we'll go her way.
All right, so she takes you to the main. Hold on, I want to use Kalcash as this. She takes you to the main square, and then she looks around for a second, taps her chin, and then points south towards the ambassadorial quarter and like the adventuring quarter. I know the perfect way. We have to go. You wouldn't happen to be able to get me to one of the shipyards, would you?
You're trying to get into the shipping yard?
Yeah, there's an excellent like wide well in the shipping yard that they use for drainage, so that way we don't have to go through sewage.
I agree. That sounds like a better plan. I prefer not to get my favorite jacket ruined.
Kalcash can't remember if there's a well there or not.
So you go along with it.
Yeah, he goes along with it.
All right. Unfortunately, we're going to have to exit through the sewers. It's easy to get down, not so much to get up.
Not surprising.
Wait, did I see sewers or slums?
Same difference.
She looks into her mug that she has on her hip. What does Miranda put in her stuff? Anyways, so she takes you to the dockyard district. It looks like you're about to be stopped by like some of the guards around here, but then they see, the golden radiance of Kalcash. He's like, oh no, he's just here to inspect our water tunnels.
Wow.
Hey, authority.
Okay, I do have to see actually if they do their jobs properly. That job being, I will
actually stop him.
yeah. All right, that's not good. I don't know where they went. Okay, that means I'm just going to use the young soldier stat block. Yeah, this would be intimidation. Holy shit! Okay, so Kalcash,
Yes.
depending on your mood, you are either very proud or very, very annoyed because you're kind of in a hurry. But they stop you and give you the whole rigmarole. Like, can I see your papers? Can I see like your identifying mark? Can I see like your Haxmastare family crest? Now it only takes like 10 minutes, and they're satisfied after that. And then he gives you like the across the arm, like across the chest salute. He's like, "Thank you for coming here, sir," and then he lets you in. And he checked everyone's papers. It was kind of a bother because Krista doesn't have any papers.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Kalcash had explained that she hired help to help him fucking clear out the fucking tunnels.
Yeah, they look at her. She her character token is a bit more vibrant than she actually is. It's kind of like more of like a mute top for like her yellow and like more of a mauve for her red. Like it ran together in its like old clothes. So she doesn't look like an actual professional mercenary. She looks like a down on her luck mercenary. But they shrug. Your word is good, and they've confirmed that you are who you say you are. Should we expect you to be leaving the same way, sir?
Unlikely.
Oh, my alarm's going off. Gotta go check on dinner. Be right back.
All right. So, as soon as you get out of like your shot, she like walks kind of like unsteadily. Is like picks up the pace to catch up. She's like, "Holy shit! I did not know you were that important."
Surprise, surprise. He says bluntly as he keeps walking.
Right. Well, we have to go to the center of the entire building. Then to the bottom floor. That's where they drain all the river water. This place is great because they repurposed like an old dwarven tower as their drainage shaft. So there's actually stairs.
All right, Kalcash will start making his way down.
Ah, shit! I just realized something too. I had like a map that I could have actually used, but it's probably gone. Maps. Ah! It's gone. All right. So she takes you down to what seems like an undercity, like a dwarven undercity, and it's very, very dilapidated. It's like flooded. You know, like no one's lived down here for like probably a couple decades, like officially. Like transient camps come down here, but no one who actually can afford it comes down here for any reason whatsoever. All right, Krista, what did I make you? Did I make you a young soldier or did I make you a blooded soldier?
She was definitely stronger than everything else we were fighting.
And that's right. I believe she had maneuvers as well, didn't she?
Yeah.
All right. So she's going to have to make a perception test. Does anyone give her advantage on this?
Kalcash will assist.
All right. What's your training in perception?
He's untrained, but he has a +4.
All right. So you meet her. So that means she is going to make a perception test at advantage. Okay. Good going, Krista. So, why did I open up all these tabs? I'm closing you. So she she almost flawlessly, like in the dark, blind, leads you down like corridor after corridor, and she's like, "Okay, now we should be under here." As she pulls out a map to show you like a crude drawing of the city, or possibly more next to the bridge. You see, this whole moat used to be a what's the word for it? It's the thing that dwarves do when they heat metal. Smelting. That's it. Smelting. This is where they like use like a lot of water for smelting. Apparently. She points to like a nearby like trough that looks like looks like it's kind of boiling or like steaming. This here, I think, is the reason why the city is not a frozen hellscape. It's like geological tunnels all around here. Like makes like this natural heat. It's awesome. Fortunately, you can't bathe in it though. It just makes you stink. As you walk by, you have the distinct smell of sulfur and brimstone. Okay, now she is going to make a stealth test. Stealth is dexterity, right?
Yeah.
All right, everyone rolled stealth. Okay.
Like I said, despite one of us being bright gold and the other one wearing a pink jacket, we disappear into the shadows. We are born in them.
Reminds me of there's this webcomic called Whiteboard. And one of the characters is so sneaky. He specifically is like, someone asks, "How did you hide?" It's like, "Oh, I was hiding behind that pole." So what was I hiding behind? I don't know. Like literally, he does like crazy stuff to be specifically sneaky.
It's like hiding a whole Bane plate behind a fucking telephone pole.
Yes, like quite literally, that's what he did.
Is it bad that I could totally imagine Kalcash doing the Drax the Destroyer move I've become so good at the art of stealth that I have mastered the ability to be so completely still that I turn invisible. Drax, we can see you. No, you can't.
Turns out he's just part chameleon.
That's
One
why
of
he's
the
always.
many lizards that they thrown in the mix to make Dragonborn.
The reason why he's bright gold is because he was told gold is the color of winners, and he's the winner. And that's what his adopted dad told him all the time.
So it's orc logic. Got it.
Honestly, probably. Alright, I'm gonna roll for L because he is currently dealing with dinner. Stealth. Oh wait, that's sleight of hand. It's the same thing though. 17.
Ouch.
Did someone prick you?
Oh, no, I stood up.
Oh. Damn you, gravity.
My legs were sore.
Alright.
I'll be
There.
back. I need to grab some water.
Okay, now they're both gone. Alright, I'm gonna take 5 minutes. I'm gonna see if dinner's ready. Sorry, Ben.
It's all right.
Sorry about that. I'm back. Oh.
Alright, I'm back. And no one else is, it seems.
I'm back.
Oh, wonderful.
You caught me while I was drinking. Roughly around.
All right, so it's just L basically.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Alright, so. Moving on. That stealth test is sufficiently good for all of you that, excuse me, not only do they not detect you, you can very easily map out their entire, like, what's the word? Perimeter and interior. Like, it's so good that Kalcash really just walks up and says, "What up, my Liza?" and just completely scouts the interior of their fort.
I was about to say, if the hired help would leave, Kalcash could just take off his bandage and literally walk up and say that and walk through the fort.
Do you do that?
Not with the hired help.
You could tell her to turn a corner.
I could
Oh,
hold them.
she did show us the way. Like, is this the location of where they're at?
Yep.
Could hold her back for one, because my stealth's good enough. I could just put her in the back. Be like, we're gonna go this way.
As for, like, Kalcash is going to reach into his bag and pull out the one thing no one ever expects him to do. He's going to pull out a cloak. And he's gonna put on a shirt.
All right, this is a disguise test, but you have like advantage. So what's your disguise roll?
I believe it's just deception.
Yep.
Which I'm also proficient in.
You know, that makes sense.
So I'm gonna keep her in the back, like say, hey, Kalkash got to do his own thing over there right now. He's got a way in. It's just we would blow his cover if we were with him. So I'm gonna
yeah, no shit.
like bring her, yeah. And then I'm gonna basically be like, all right, hang on a minute. I'm gonna find like a wall, like a little alcove thing. It's got like at least a 90-degree corner. I'm just gonna put my rapier in my mouth and then just like spider climb up the wall using that 90-degree angle just to like hide in the corner and be like, if anybody comes, I'm gonna drop down right on top of them.
I'm back.
Yeah,
Like
well,
once.
Kalkash just sits there. He puts on his cloak. Puts a, like, doing the full disguise. Puts a bandana over his mouth. Undoes the wrap on his shoulder. And then, just wraps up his hands, like, in his exposed hands and feet. And just hides his tail underneath the cloak as he walks up so no one can really see the gold.
All right.
Practice tactics of a smuggler. And Kalkash will walk up, show them the symbol on his shoulder.
They give you a fist bump and nod for you to move along.
Do the fucking finger guns at them. Hey, what's up, death cultists? I brought the Kool-Aid.
Hey.
Oh, awesome!
I know
And
town was Flavor
Kalkash
Aid,
will
but you know.
make his way
good job.
around, scouting out the place.
All right. It seems like it's a excavation camp for kobolds, but also like a training camp for people. You see like a surprising amount of like familiar faces. Not like from inside the city, but like certain like races. Like you see like one or two like cat folk, dog folk, couple of humans, a elf, like a singular elf. He seems to be negotiating with like people.
Okay.
It seems like things are uneasy here, but they're also digging east towards the citadel.
Concerning.
Smoke, make me a last perception test.
You got it.
Hey, Smoke, remember those barrels that had powder in them back in that warehouse?
Yeah, I do.
These have the exact. Some of these have the exact same markings.
Mm.
There's also a lot of wood here, and you remember that sulfur smell earlier?
Yeah.
They have a lot of it, like a lot of like sulfur. It seems.
Can I roll intelligence to see how much damage that would cause to the city above if I were to just blow this all right here and now?
Sure. Mm.
Kalkash scratches his chin for a second, and he's like, couldn't be much worse than it blowing up where they want it to be.
So that's like an average intelligence roll. So I'm going to give you this. If you were to blow it up, you don't think you can escape the blast wave. You'll probably die with them. Not to mention, it's a pretty big cavern. Like this looks like it used to be like a whole like room set up for like merchanting with like ships and stuff.
Yeah, I assume the ceiling, quote unquote, is pretty tall.
Yeah, the ceiling's tall. There's water. And you'd have to get close enough that you would almost certainly die in whatever sorcerous explosion this powder makes. You also, with that roll, you also don't think you could safely do it stealthily because you'd have to get a torch, you'd have to drop it, and because you don't know how black powder works, you're like, Yeah, I could just drop this straight into the barrel while I'm like a foot away from it.
Yeah, he doesn't know how strong it is.
Like you saw it like blow up a flimsy wooden construction, but that was a flimsy wooden construction, and also you don't know how much was in there. You only knew it was used to store powder.
Yeah.
If you got a better roll, you probably would have been like, I could like get like one of the smaller powder barrels and like make a powder trail, but it's really damp in here. It is really damp in here.
Yeah. I imagine with all the water and shit.
Yeah, but you don't know that black powder has to be dry. So, but you do know specifically, you don't know how to do it safely.
Can Kalcash identify the leadership of the area?
With that roll, yeah, you could probably, with that deception roll, you could probably meet him. Oh,
all right. Yeah, like
I now
who's
have
the
to
leader then?
randomly roll for his race. I knew
was
this
about to
spreadsheet
say
would.
it's like the dog man or the salamander girl.
Um, roll
That
me
was
a
my guess.
roll me a d20. You're looking for 15 above.
Got it. 19.
Oh shit. All right. It's the salamander.
It's the salamander girl. All right.
Yeah, she would absolutely fucking recognize you.
Even with his disguise and
Oh.
him fucking.
Because in order to like talk to her, you would have to get like face to face with her. She would recognize your face.
That's fair.
Everyone else knows to look out for a gold dragon, but she knows your face. What the heck was her name? Did I write down her name?
Doesn't even know his character's names.
It's been 2 months.
Well, to be fair, we didn't know her name yet. It was a whole mystery.
And I wrote it down. It's just, I don't remember where I wrote it down where.
It's fair. I guess Kalcash will avoid meeting her.
All
I
right.
assume he, just catches a glance of her and then, spends a little time trying to figure out her name.
Yeah. You see her,
Like, what
she
random shit about her.
She seems to be like sitting at like a table with like some quote unquote vendors who are currently arguing with her about price. You can't tell if it's price for their services or their goods. You know Draconic, right?
Yeah.
They are all speaking Draconic, however. And they seem to be talking about how the margins aren't enough and that what she is doing is really dangerous and she really should come home. The smoothskins aren't worth blowing up. They'll just come back.
What race are the merchants?
You can't tell because they're similarly clad to you, but they do have like dragon tails. Make a perception test. This one's going to get really hard unless you want to risk her seeing your face. So they're a variety of scale colors, and they're all like wearing like thick cloth clothing, and they all like have like their tails covered specifically to like hide their specific possible draconic heritage. Some of them are big, some of them are small. They could be wyverns, they could be salamanders, they could be dragonborn, they could even possibly have a dragon there. Yeah, do you want to get closer? If you get closer, you will risk recognition roll, but you don't have to re-roll to see what race they are specifically.
I mean, sure, why not?
All right, you're going to get close. With that roll, you do recognize what race they are. They have tail hoods on, specifically to hide their tail flames. They are almost certainly salamanders.
All right.
Now,
understandable. Salamander talking to the salamanders. And now it's to see if she can get past the 20 for my deception.
I'm in a compound. There it is. Recalculating sprites. It's a good thing I held on to this. I've had to go to it more often than I thought necessary. Oh, great. I gave you okay, I gave you a name. There it is. Did not give you a race. Not race, thing. Companions. Thing. Oh, I did make her a character sheet. Thank God. All right. And I gave her a thing. Okay, she has perception. Is there any way I can give her advantage on this? No, she's too busy talking to them. However, nope, okay. She does not recognize you. She's too busy speaking. However, she does notice you and gives you like an up nod, but then continues to whatchamacallit, speaking with the salamanders. You do get a bit more like context to the conversation. She is trying to convince them to join the crusade.
Fool.
These are red scale salamanders, unlike her black scale.
If I remember correctly, it was the black scale that aided the demon god Pweka.
Make a history
Or
test.
yeah. I feel like someone said it. Can't fucking remember.
All right. So this is either religious history or immediate history in terms of like what you've seen recently. So for the immediate history, you do know that that the person who's in charge of all of this, who says that they are Zoran reincarnate, is a black scale Dragonborn.
Yeah.
You remember that. Historically speaking, black scales, they're associated with acid, and they're associated with the okay,
I meant salamanders, but yeah.
For salamanders, there's no for you as a Dragonborn, there is no specific association with black and Pweka, other than the typical association with black being evil and Pweka wearing black. So oftentimes in like plays and shit in stories, like all like his draconic followers are obviously black, and not gold, because gold is a wonderful color. That's not evil at all. But from your historical perspective, from what you like learned from your father, there were black scale salamanders who served the fire blight in ages past, but that was more of like a general trend of like salamanders in the region doing it, because it was a join or die situation. It was literally like join Pweka in his fire blight, or we will just kill you and imprison your souls in your bodies to use as zombies.
All right, fair enough. Less of a choice than matter.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to head back to the party?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to leave you to do that. I'm going to pick up dinner, so why don't you explain what you saw to them?
Do I get the salamander's name? From, I assume,
Yeah,
listening
you
in
got
on
close
other
enough that you heard the name
conversations.
Hela.
Hela.
It's in there when I rolled that perception.
Yeah, that's what I was making sure, so I
Yeah.
wasn't, metagaming knowledge I wasn't supposed to know.
Yeah, so you do get the name. You don't so much get the title, but they're salamanders. They're kind of unimaginative with titles.
Yeah, not surprising. Kalcash will make his way from the camp. And when he's by himself away from where no one can see him, he will re-tie up his tattoo and then make his way back to the rest of the group.
Arsene is just like waiting for someone around the corner. He just hears footsteps. He gets ready, like gingerly puts his rapier into his other hand as he's straddling the corner like wall, basically.
Yeah, Kalcash will just whip around the corner.
Does Kalcash look up?
Let's see. Yeah, he looks up.
Just Arsene in the ceiling. Oh, hey. So,
Oh.
how'd it go?
It went rather well. I was able to scout the area without being noticed. It appears that they are tunneling to the east, and they contain a large quantity of the black powder barrels from the I forget their names now. The Valoran compound.
Well, there
It is
is
likely they're trying to go through the plan that we suggested before, with them destroying the citadel using all of this black powder.
I have an
The
idea.
leader
How
of
much
the
how
camp
much black powder they got?
appears to be the black salamander I told you of before. From what I've heard, her name is Gila.
Okay. So how much black powder do they got?
She also appears to be trying to convince other salamanders to join the cause. However, the other salamanders, I assume, were merchants based on their discussion, as they were talking about costs and other such, and were insistent that the salamander come home with them and give up on this fight. I suppose we can use this information against Hilo.
Do you think we
Maybe
could
convince her to stand down on her own if we're able to talk to her.
What do you think? Bring her over to
However,
our side?
given our affiliations, I find that unlikely.
Well, there is always option B. You said they got
What?
black powder, right? Arsene is going, since he's in the ceiling, he's gonna like rub his hand up there and drip a little bit of moisture down just to show you. We are, we are under the moat.
Well,
We don't have to blow up all their black
I
powder.
suppose that was all I was really able to find.
Well, we don't have to blow up all their black powder, and we don't necessarily have to go in sword
Other than
swinging.
the fact that their forces aren't just kobolds and lizardmen. There's a wide variety of races,
Strange.
and they appear to be having active dealings with the outside, suggesting they are far more connected than we initially thought.
Okay.
I thought about destroying their black powder reserves, however. I don't know a safe way to do it. Oh,
Yeah, sorry. I think Discord.
are you okay, Ben? Are you
Yeah,
muted?
I'm good. Discord crashed itself for a second. You can hear me though, right?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, good.
I could hear him all the entire time, but I was wondering if others could hear him. Who just left and joined?
Zoltan, like, Discord crashed.
No, there was a second one. There was a second person who just left and joined. Did anyone else hear that?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
May have been me.
Well, who did? Oh no, it's going to be one of those nights.
Maybe. Anyways, Arsene, make me an intelligence test.
Let's see. Let's see how stupid I am. Probably very.
Honestly, it should be an intelligence saving throw, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, so no, never mind. All right, never. Okay, so you don't know how to blow it up safely either. And you think, oh yeah, I'll just drop a torch on top of it. That should work. But then you remember something. If a giant explosion happens here in these underground tunnels, all the guards are going to flood it. When all the guards flood it, your other objective, which is deal with that hobgoblin warlord, he'll go to ground. He'll go hidden. His entire operation will go poof because he doesn't want to deal with the guards.
Well, Arsene had an idea. We're under the moat, right? Like we're underwater, right?
Sorry, I'm chewing. Yes.
Well, we don't have to blow up all of it. Just make a big enough explosion to, say, blow the roof off of part of one of these tunnels and expose it to the water. And then instead of the guards flooding it, it will be literally flooded. Which ruins everything, including all their remaining black powder that they have.
All right. So, do you know anything about structural engineering?
No. I don't think I do.
Do we even
Well, I
know
know
that
enough.
black powder is ruined by water?
Yeah.
You don't know that
when
either.
I thought we did. When we were guarding that warehouse, they told us that what wasn't blown up was ruined when they would put out the fire with water.
Yeah, but they also used a lot of water, so they could just be like, oh, the powder went everywhere. You do know generally that like water will not make the powder go up.
No, I know it won't make it go up. I mean, it will ruin it. Like, make it not work.
Well, that's up for your team members to confirm or deny if they know anything about black powder.
I'm wondering if tonight's going to be a night where everything just starts breaking down randomly.
I figured it out.
What's going on?
My VPN was killing my connection.
But it's not just you. It seems like everyone else is having issues too.
Well,
Okay.
I'm muting myself to eat.
Hmm.
I had to look up like this little article that Discord had. Like, hey, why is your shit constantly not connecting? It's your VPN, asshole. Turn it off. Oh,
Well, YouTube, you heard it for your first. Don't use your VPNs for Discord or something. I don't know. Don't bug me. I don't know
It's
this shit.
using a specific thing. I forget what the article said, but certain VPNs might mess with your Discord.
Krista speaks up and says, well, you don't have to blow it up now. Or whatever this black powder stuff is. Doesn't look like they're going anywhere anytime soon. They've been pretty well dug in here.
It also looks like they're not doing particularly well. All of them appear stressed, overworked.
Underground.
Yes.
Yeah, I counted some people, and there seems to be about she like does like hand math, like multiple hundreds. They come and go. It seems like, from what my other players could tell me. So imagine trying to feed a couple hundred people down here, secretly.
That doesn't sound like it would go very well.
We shall see to that soon enough.
Where's my character sheet?
I thank you for your assistance.
No problem. So am I free to go?
That was the deal? Would you like us to escort you to the surface?
I thought it was going to be the other way around, but yeah. Let's start marking our way towards the slums.
Where are the
And they
slums?
start making their way.
Yep.
No southern market.
These are the slums. Should we roll any more stealth, or?
Alright, that was to see if she can get you out. Yeah, that would be a good idea. If you don't want to get detected.
Yeah. Yuck.
Okay, did that roll or?
Oh, no.
Oh, wow, that's impressive. Impressively bad.
Winters trips over like a bucket, and then Arsene trips over Winters.
Pretty much
Oh,
canon at this
no.
point.
Oh no.
Let's see. Does anyone see us? I assume something is with a fucking 5.
We really needed sound effects for that disaster.
Either metal pipe dropping or throwing a pot and pan down the stairs.
That was a comment on how we didn't need the sound effects, but okay.
So now I'm going to see if anything detects you. Yeah, they detect all of you. So you get to about here when that happens, and Krista looks over to Vi as she does whatever she does that alerts basically anything like a 1 mile radius of this tunnel. And suddenly you see eyes in the dark. Lots and lots of little tiny beady eyes. As giant rats appear.
Oh no.
Now, I'm not gonna have you like do like a full-on combat encounter.
He's gonna make us fight giant rats, the piece of junk.
You're fighting a swarm of rats.
We don't even have a damn map, and he's making us fight a swarm of maps.
We're on a map. We're over here. Your character's just chilling out over there for no reason.
All right, and they get the first bite on Vi. And they, Vi, you get swarmed. Like, you ever play South Park: The Stick of Truth?
No.
In it, Princess Kenny has the ability to call on her woodland friends, a swarm of rats. Yeah, and if she succeeds, Princess Kenny gets like really worried because they're about to eat them. And then, if they fail, they get eaten by the giant swarm of rats. You don't get eaten by the giant swarm of rats, but they do climb up all around you and like all across your body with their very rat bodies.
This is terrible.
Yeah. All right. Everyone can attack the swarm of rats now. Let's see how many you kill.
Getting swarmed by fucking New York subway rats. So A sword. And a punch.
The AC is 10, and oh wow. Vi literally, it's like, oh, get them off, get them off, get them off! As she starts screaming and shrieking in terror, as she is covered in a swarm of rats. And yeah, you kill them.
Wait, I did kill him? What?
So Kalcash did a grand total of 19 points damage, and depending on what Arsene rolls with that hand crossbow bolt, they're probably all dead in one go.
Hmm.
Although you are covered in rat bodies and rat blood.
I forgot to roll for damage. Whoops.
Yeah, with that first one, they're all dead because they only have 24 HP. Poof. Kalcash, what is your race's opinion on raw food?
It depends. Kalcash himself is not picky. Because you know what he's eating.
Arsene, do Eurasians consider rats and mice delicacies, or do they take on their human equivalents of, ooh, rats, icky?
They primarily do, but certain groups will think it's a delicacy. You know, the same way that real life, the French have this dish where it's like, oh look, it's a bird that you've murdered by putting it in a cage and then
Oh yeah,
letting it
that one.
gorge itself. Yeah,
The most
it's
shameful
so bad
dinner.
you have to. It's so bad you have to eat with a towel over your head. You got to front to God or something.
All right,
It's
Kalcash.
like that level of, oh, it's a delicacy. While the rest of us are like, ugh.
Kalcash. It smells like instead of a mold and water, it smells like fresh blood and fresh meat. So it's been a while since you've eaten. It's probably noonish now. So you're kind of hungry. So it smells good. Arsene, it smells like blood in here.
Gross.
Kalcash snatches up some of the rats that are still kind of whole, and I'm gonna roll survival so he can skin them real quick.
Is
God.
Unfortunately, all the rats you grabbed were the rats that you punched to death. So they're all shattered into tiny little bone fragments. This would be like deboning a fish.
Rat.
He's not trying to debone it, but he just shrugs, holds up, I don't know how many rats in the air, and he just fire breath.
Just
fire breaths.
You're trying to burn off all their fur. It smells awful because you're burning all that fur. But now they're perfectly roasted. As they're dangling from their rat tails.
Yeah. Kalcash just pops one in his open maw, hands the other two.
To Arsene and Krista.
Yep.
I'm good. I'm good.
Offers Arsene's to Vi.
I'm fine.
Krista holds her hands up. It's like, nope, I'm good. I'm not hungry. As she hears the popping and crunching sounds from you eating a rat.
Yeah. Bones and all. He just shrugs and ties the tails to his belt.
Alright, so you get to the slum district without any more effort, but people definitely know that someone else is down here. On the bright side, they already knew that some people are going to be down here. On the downside, they now see a giant pile of dead rats.
Oh, we just delivered food. What are they going to worry about?
All right.
Signs of activity.
So you guys finally get to the outflow pipe of the slums. I believe you've been down here before. When you see sunlight, Krista shakes all three of you guys' hands and walks out into the sunlight.
Should I do it? Should I?
Do what?
Whip her across the ass for good measure. For old time's sake.
a final swat for good time's sake.
That long ass fucking tail that Kalcash has.
I don't know. The temptation is pretty strong here.
It is.
All
I
right.
fucking will do it.
You hear a yelp, a confused yelping noise as you slap her across the ass one final time as she walks away, looking back. Kalcash, make a perception test. Roasted, smashed, unclean swords.
Can't see shit.
No, we can't see shit because of the sunlight, but you think you see like a confused, longing look and like uncertainty in her eyes as she walks out. Who knows?
Wild.
You may see her again. You probably won't.
Probably not, yeah.
She's probably smart enough to not be here during all of this nonsense. All right. How do you want to re-enter the city?
What time is it? You said it was around
Noon.
noon? Alright.
If you walk from one end of the city to the other, it's about an hour on the streets.
Fair enough.
If you're trying to walk through the tunnels, it takes like double the time because difficult terrain.
Yeah. And, twisting and turning.
Yeah, unless you go through like the main outflow pipes. Like from the moat to the slum area. Unless you go through like that, that way, it's basically then it's about like similar to being above ground because you're going in a straight line. But otherwise, no. Yeah, it's like double the time at least. So about now, it's noon, and you've been walking all morning in like the sewers.
Well, Kalcash is about to dive back in so he can continue cleaning out the drainage pipes.
All right, what does everyone else want to do for the day?
What do I want to do
Help
in this
Kalcash.
game?
You're going to help Kalcash? You're going to
Yep.
immediately turn back around?
Yeah, I'm not gonna leave him alone down there.
All right, Winter, you see sunlight, but you see your other two companions starting to walk back into the rapey darkness.
Oh my god, why do I always get stuck with idiots? Alright, I follow the idiots.
All right, Kalcash, make me a perception test. What role have I been having you do for exploring / turning the tunnels?
I don't.
Perception then. All right, there we go. 8. No, not 8. 20. Okay. So you see that right now there has obviously been damage inflicted upon like many of like the wells recently to prevent like people from like in preparation for something. Like you see like ropes that have been like thinned but not fully cut yet.
Alright, yep, definitely fucking reporting that.
You see like similar things to, like waterways, like aqueducts. Bricks have been like loosened like it's Jenga style in preparation for something, probably to close them.
Yeah, collapse them and such.
Yeah.
Kalcash is walking around making note of all this shit. I suppose he will sacrifice his map to mark out where all this is.
Don't worry, you can just use prestidigitation.
That we don't have yet.
Yeah, don't do Arsene just because yeah, don't do that. I've tried that once. It just ruins the map. It just turns your map into a blank piece of paper.
You hear the voice of Mariah, like sounding kind of disappointed in how you failed the prestidigitation again.
I wouldn't say failed, more like task failed successfully. It cleaned it. It cleaned the paper.
Yeah, I cleaned the paper. Yeah, that would make sense in like a fantasy settings. Like you have to have specific training in prestidigitation to clean maps and like restore like books and shit without.
You have to know to cast the spell properly.
Anything that has dye or ink in it, like a rug or a painting, is just make it a blank canvas or like a completely white wool rug. It's like, well, I mean, I cleaned it. It's clean. You can't say it's not.
I could see that. Someone not knowing how to cast prestidigitation properly. Go to light a candle, instead it causes like the equivalent of a grease fire.
For the Marans, there's a reason why their favorite color is white. And it's because they're really, really good at cleaning shit.
For various reasons.
For various reasons, yes. Alright, so that's basically going to be the rest of your day, is like making notes of like, yeah, looks like these tunnels need repairs, these wells need to be repaired, etc., etc.
I know Kalcash was able to do, I think, like this much of this drainage area.
Yeah.
How much has he managed to do, like, over here?
So you start in the slums because, you know, obviously the slums are not going to be like too well off, but it's still like not terrible.
Yeah.
You get 20 feet in, and you see a problem. You get another 20 feet, you see another problem. Like you literally go like what you expect is like, oh, I'm just gonna make a quick pass as I make my way towards like that direction in an hour. You're literally stopping 5 minutes at like every 5 minutes to like make new notes and make new appraisals. It's that bad.
Not surprising for the slums.
Yeah, then you get under the Temple of Ascendant Rays, and it's just as bad from the same quality of damage.
Yeah.
That-
It's just the problem is that it purposely dealt damage.
Yeah, like you think, okay, this is just like people being shitters down here in the slums. Then you get to the Temple of Ascendant Rays, which you know should be good, and it's just as bad. And you're like, oh, that's not good.
Which, with the lack of manpower, already makes repairing all of this an impossible task to begin with.
Yeah.
However, thankfully, we know the location of at least one group.
Theoretically.
All right.
Yeah, theoretically.
Where do you want to pop out from by
Well,
like
there's
evening?
still 2 other leaders that we haven't been able to locate that we know of. Who knows how many other major players are still there. But, I don't know, where do you guys want to pop out of?
By like the end of the day, you're about here-ish.
We should see if any of this pops up. Like,
Is there a way to pop
Near the
up out of the
Citadel?
Temple of Ascended Rays?
oh yeah, that works too.
1 second.
Just climb out of their well or something?
Yeah, I'm actually going to look to see if they have a well in their backyard. All right, so you do remember a well, but you also remember the well is covered.
With what?
Really strong glass. Like you don't know what it's made out of exactly. When you stepped on it, it felt like glass. But you also don't know how to get it open. Do you want to make a perception test to see if you can get it open without drowning?
Sure.
Like before you attempt it. All right. So you do remember like seeing like some of the acolytes there and how they did it. Unfortunately, it's a latch on the exterior, so you have to go to the secondary well on the west wing. So it's doable.
Okay. Okay, so we just have to go to a different well.
Yeah, you're planning on going on the biggest well because biggest well, but then you're like,
Yeah.
That may not work. Okay, so I'm going to paste. There we go.
Well, at the very least, I know the acolytes can come down here and fix their fucking systems.
Yeah.
So the temple at the very least can fucking
you know the temple can do it because they can just send their own people. But for like other places, you're going to have to do like civic mobilization. Be like, hey, work lottery time. People have to go down to the sewers. Why? Because someone's burning shit.
Exactly. We can use the what was it? The middle class propaganda.
The
To help
consumerist propaganda.
fuel the working class. Yes, the consumerist propaganda. And we could use this as a movement to generate laborers for work.
Restoration labor. Construction is the baseline for all expanding economies. A healthy construction sector is a healthy economy.
Where do we pop out at?
All the way here on the left.
Oh, okay. I was about
Well,
to say,
that's true.
Token you threw down didn't have any like sight lines, so.
Delete you three. Hide.
Oh wait, no, he does. It was just a closed door.
So you all pull yourselves out of the well, and then you look up and you realize this is the lavatory.
The lavatory.
Yep.
Could have been worse.
Sounds about right.
You guys do have control of your things, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we're just walking out.
Does this one have vision? This one does.
Question: How bad do we fucking smell?
We're just not going to talk about that.
Okay. Vi smells like blood, dirt, and like guts. Arsene doesn't smell that bad because he uses perfume, I believe.
I do normally, yes. I smell like lavender.
Yeah. So he doesn't smell like lavender anymore, but he does smell fine. You, Kalcash, you did you like have to do like hip weighting?
I don't believe so, unless shit was really flooded.
I'm going to say that because you're usually like topless anyways, that you just like went under like a drainage pipe that was like having clear water, and you just like took like a really quick shower before you went in here. The final thing you did while down there.
Yeah, he fucking pulled out a rock, started scrubbing himself down a little bit. Ate another rat.
All of your remaining rats are, however, totally soaked because you had to go up through the lavatory.
No, that's fair. They're carbonized to begin with. Carbonized shit don't get wet.
Extra crispy.
So you come out facing the artistic depiction of Saint Helene the Bright. He is well known for establishing a network of lighthouses across the Crescengo Sea.
Oh, I thought he was intelligent.
No, that's a statue. It's a very lifelike statue. It's also painted. Or you think it's painted.
So he was not intelligent.
The artisans around the area specialize in lifelike statues. They even put these little halos around them half the fucking time.
No matter what angle you look at him in, and he always has his halo.
That's not creepy at all.
Kalcash attempts to grab the halo.
Okay, how are you going to attempt to grab the halo? Because you could grab it with magic. That is a possibility.
I don't think he can channel his key yet, but he was able to do it last time when he tried. He's going to see if he can grab this halo of the statue.
You do indeed grab this halo. You feel like the magical energy coursing through it, illuminating this room.
Ha! Ha! This is fun. Let's go.
Amelia just secretly finds that actually really adorable. It's like what children do all the time. That's why she likes it.
You gonna wear it as a hat now?
He can't bring it. He can just grab it.
He's not trying hard enough.
Oh my God, Mr. Sticky
I
Fingers.
think if I do, I might get in trouble.
You stole the holy.
I don't want to anger Amelia.
You stole the holy halo of the Saint Helene. How'd you do that?
Just shrugs. Oh.
Well, if they didn't want me to steal it, they must want me to have it. I would have been stopped if they didn't want me to have it.
So those are windows that you just walked through.
Oh shit!
Literally just like slithering through windows.
Yeah, just popping them open. We're stealthy little bastards, just slipping through everything.
I mean, that's in character for Arsene. I don't know about Kalcash.
I don't know.
Pretty in character.
Kalcash is a very whatchamacallem, was a shady figure back in the day.
Still is, really.
Yeah, because glass is expensive, they didn't make glass windows. They instead just like have like open like shutters that you can open and close for privacy. That's not a window. That's actually a door, but the door doesn't exist.
That's fair. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, free.
For some reason, I just had like Freeman's Mind flashbacks, whereas like like using like Source Engine to like just like wiggle through like stuff.
Oh yeah, make jumps and shit that he's not supposed to.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna climb over this railing. Yeah,
Uh,
some of that shit.
This is the sacred healing pool, so you could like it's like you'd have to like kneel down, but you can like kneel down to like clean yourself if you have to.
Are we even allowed to do that?
Yeah, it's a it's like like a baptismal fount.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's for that purpose. It's the medieval ages. Keeping proper cleanliness is actually very important.
Fair
Hold
enough.
on. What is the god who is standing in the middle of this in the
That
middle of this pool?
that is a statue of
just-
Skarrest. It is a masterfully well-maintained statue of Skarrest, the great champion of shock, who is the patron saint of the Black Mountains. He is
Does he
also
not- Does he not like thieves? In which case, if he does not, I am highly tempted to not stick my head in that water because I might burst into flames.
so you also know that Skarrest is the namesake for the entire city, named Skarrest. Make a history check to see if he likes thieves.
Watch first. I'm totally
Can
bursting.
I assist him?
Yes. You did like hear the good word of Skarrest from Amelia when you're like talking late at night for dinner last night. You
And I overheard them talking about it late at night while I'm outside their window. Because I rolled a
What are you
22.
doing?
So you remember Skarrest? He was the great general of the Black Crusade, which helped end the Fireblight. He was a force of good. He has a lot of like moral stories that you know were just invented about him, like normally like very famous public figures get. Like how George Washington has the story of the cherry tree. Skarrest has like some similar moral stories, especially for here in this like country here in the Black Mountains. About thieves in particular, like you discount obviously like the moral children you tell stories. You do remember he had like a really good spy corps. He had a really good spy corps. He had a really good scout corps. He had people who specifically were really good at like stealing shit from the Fireblight. So he would have hired you not like fucking like instantly. He would have hired you. But he also would be disappointed if you just like were a kleptomaniac.
You just look over and you see Kalcash submerged, his entire upper torso in the water, with just his legs and tail sticking out.
Arsene kneels down on one knee, gets some water, basically like pulls it in his hand and starts splashing himself in the face with it. He looks over to Kalcash and just goes, "Have you ever heard of a creature called a crocodile before? Or an alligator?"
He slowly merges up like an alligator.
Arsene's gonna tell him like a yarn that his dad told him. He said, "My dad went to this foreign country one time. It was full of hot jungle like atmosphere, very sweaty and gross. Apparently, they have these large lizard creatures called alligators that are like 20 feet long. They swim. They live in the water, and apparently they can do this thing where they make a bellow that just vibrates the entire river."
That sounds unlikely.
What do you mean?
What do you mean, the unlikely part or the bellowing part?
The bellowing.
Apparently they could do a thing. He told me it was like, and he starts to try and like mimic the noise. It's like trying to clear your throat, but you do it really fast and consistently over a short amount of time, and it vibrates the water. It's something in the throat.
Kalcash does it perfectly, just vibrating the entire fucking water.
The fuck was that?
Trying to find some like temple music for D&D.
Yeah, but why did I hear Donald Trump?
I don't know why you should.
Probably an advertisement.
There we go.
Excuse me, I'm the best bard there's ever been. There's never been a bard greater than me.
Yeah, that's kind of like what it sounded like it was saying. It was not, Donald Trump talking about politics. It was Donald Trump
Just
talking about
aggrandizing
D&D,
himself. Oh.
talking about D&D, and aggrandizing himself.
Gonna get these wicked politicians out of here. I'm gonna cast Zone of Truth on them. They cannot tell a lie.
Okay. If you keep doing that, the next campaign will have Donald Trump as like a shady temple temple father.
Oh my god.
Bye.
We have the best god.
His name
It's
is
the only
Daya.
god.
He's misunderstood.
The kobolds, they're coming in. They're bringing their drugs, and they're not good people.
All right. Vi, you see a well-maintained statue despite its age and location under the elements. No plaque, notes, or engravings indicate who this represents. If you wish to, you can make a history test or religion.
Let's make a history test. Oh, well, let's make a. Let's see. What are my history versus religion? They're exactly the same.
All right. Do you have inspiration? Actually, I will give you inspiration for the rat experience.
I will use it to get that 21.
All right. So you recognize this. What's your opinion on the god of death?
It's a little bitch.
All right. So this is the last angel of the god of death. He was Serial, the last champion of the Death God, and had sought to maintain balance on Terra after the god's betrayal of Daya. Or, in your case, the god's rightful incarceration of the god of death for his assault. He did so only after Skarrest, who's in the statue in the other room, personally promised concessions in favor of allowing Dianite worship openly without oppression. This was fulfilled in the formation of the mortuary cult, although perhaps not as fully as Serial would have liked. Serial's fate remains unknown, as he and his closest followers disappeared during the culmination of the Black Mountains. The campaign in the Black Mountains. Basically where they finally banished Wicca and defeated the Fireblight.
Interesting.
There's a lot of voted canons around him. Each seem to call out to you like their souls in the twilight of the night.
Well, I better just walk the F away from that. Because
Hello, Winters.
that's
Hey,
bad.
If you would like a bath,
bad
you are
mojo.
feel free to use the communal pools.
Oh,
Yes.
thank God.
Did you just jump in?
I did.
Yes.
Everyone just looks at you as you act like a barbarian.
Cannonball.
I mean,
Get used to
Kalcash
it.
did just dunk his whole upper half into the pool.
Well, you also don't wear a shirt usually.
Yeah, no. He
Wait, I just
regularly
splat-
stabs himself as a fucking savage.
I just splashed my face, but
Yeah, Arsene did it properly. He's been here for 7 years, every month on the dot for religious purposes. It was taught by Mariah the proper way to do this. Kalcash is I'm just going to dip my whole head in there because let's be honest,
He's
that's
yay, water.
yeah. And then Vi, who's a foreigner in these parts, just jumps in. It's oh yeah, I remember the temples of Shock back home. They have holy healing baths, which are basically geothermal hot springs, because the goddess of fire. And everyone's gasping, what are you doing? The water is, by the way, very cold.
I'm being healed. That's what I'm doing.
As you're floating down the lazy river.
Yep. I'm communing with the spirits. Don't bug me.
You do hear someone say in Skarrest, that fucking elf is just drifting in the pool.
I take one of the candles that's floating on one of these lily pads and I set it on her stomach.
She is now part of the scenery.
Yes. There, now it's religious.
Do you want to pop in and say hi to Amelia?
Yeah, now that it doesn't smell like sewage.
Dripping water, slap, 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 slap.
Yeah. you know, funny enough, this has happened way too much for her to be surprised by at this point.
She's not in the middle of a sermon. These people are just here because I don't want to change the map every time, depending on time of day,
Yeah.
because that's the pain in the ass.
I mean, people are allowed to pray at any time.
Yeah. She
And
is.
she's just sitting there in case someone needs to talk to her. It's understandable.
Did I? Token layer. Did I give you a GM note? I did not give you a GM note. All you need to know about that one is this statue here. Is the goddess Shock in her celestial form. She is wearing the gold and silver silk robes as is befitting her stature as a goddess.
Oh yeah, that's right. Standard god attire.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah, the gods literally have a standard attire. Although this one is more, well, let's just say that you don't know who made this statue, but they probably should have gone to Bonk.
So what's up?
She's a very well proportioned statue.
Okay, yeah. What I assumed you were trying to say.
Yes.
Before you cut out on me.
Amelia raises her hands up and glorious, he's here, kind of over exaggeration and gives you a hug. She gives you a hug, then realizes that you're just covered in water and just gets all of her vestments wet.
Yeah, he was about to stop her, and then he's like, "Oh well, all right," and then hugs her back.
Yeah, too late. She does the typical. Will you stay for dinner? How was your day? I'm just getting ready for the evening sermon because the sun's about to set in an hour. Do you want to sit in?
He pretty much just gives her the quick rundown of his day, skipping past the whole sneaking into the fucking cult camp.
Yeah, she doesn't need to know that.
Yeah, no, don't need to worry her about that. She worries enough as it is. And yeah, he said that he'll stay. Just needs to let his brothers know what he's doing.
All right. Do you want to call that end of the day for your character here?
Yeah, that'll pretty much be what Kalcash does.
Spend quality girlfriend time with your possibly not girlfriend.
Oh, they break up?
No, they pretty much just went, "Hey, you're marrying this girl." Okay. I guess that's Kalcash's life now.
Kalcash hasn't said yes or no, so it seems they have good chemistry, but that's Kalcash. Does anyone else want to do anything for the last of the game day? All right, that means it is. Oh, all my things got closed because I accidentally reset my. Okay. It is now January 14th, which is a Wednesday. Does anyone want to do anything Wednesday?
So we explored all we need to explore. I'm probably gonna go get my my tools ready because I did say I wanted to order some tools from a guy. Been a few days.
Yeah. All right. So who's your guy?
Don't remember, but I did meet him over here at the Northern Warehouse District. That's all I can remember.
Okay, so the North Warehouse District?
Yeah, it was somewhere over there. I met a guy, and he's like, "Hey, I'm a fence. I sell and buy shit." And I'm like, "Okay, cool. Can you get me this list of stuff?" And he's like, "I can get you everything, except for this one thing." And I'm like, "Cool." And then I gave him my money.
That's right. Yeah, he got it all for you. I think it was a sending stone, and that's just because the money would not cover the sending stone. I think he outright told you it'd be cheaper just to buy it from a regular person.
Yeah, I needed a sending stone and a magnet, basically.
Yeah.
Were the two things that were on the list that I'm like, yeah, just go find them someplace else.
I can direct you to a legitimate businessman who can get you both a magnet and a different one who can get you a sending stone. He's a nice enough guy that he's not going to bilk you.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Yeah. All right. He gives you your fishing rod, your lock picks. I think you paid him up front, I believe.
Yep, I did. I am now broke.
He pats you on your shoulder, and it says he understands. Thankfully, you have something that'll solve that, like, tomorrow. Is there anything you would like to do?
I'm just gonna like practice with my equipment. That way I can get some proficiency in with them.
Alright, where do you want to practice?
But I'm gonna do it at the Citadel. That way, if I don't get in trouble
Yeah,
for doing stuff.
you go to the training yard, and they understand, because they also train their own rogues, because this is still a country. This is still...
Basically, Arsene's gonna like go to or like go to the courtyard thing. It's got like the training yard.
Yeah.
He's gonna go up on a roof and then just like put something he needs on like a training dummy, put it near the roof, and he's gonna try and like fishing line it out without like snagging.
That's right, you're still trying to
the
get
dummy.
that... You're still trying to get that pocket watch.
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
You're still being stubborn about that.
They're just trying to fish it out of the pocket. If that fucking works.
Hey man, it works for Lupin the Third. It'll work for me.
It'd be so fucking funny.
Alright,
Not sure that's how that works. But okay.
if you spend a whole day practicing it, you'll get advantage on your next roll.
Yeah.
Alright, Vi, is there anything you want to do for Wednesday?
Oh man, I don't know what I was even doing in this campaign. Been so
You're
long.
a mercenary?
Yep, I was making money,
Primarily.
and I don't know how much money.
Go kill a monster in the woods.
Okay, go hunting.
You're going to go hunting?
Sure.
Make a survival test.
Okay, where's my button? Where's my button?
By the way, everyone remove 1 silver for daily expenses.
Got it.
Right. Did you give me a bunch of silver earlier? Or is that still invested with someone?
You invested it.
As long as it's accounted for, I don't need to do anything. So as soon as we say it's accounted for, then don't worry about it.
Alright. But the 5, roll me an endurance, not an endurance. What am I thinking? Where's the character sheets? Player characters, Arsene.
Yeah, you're thinking of the other Monday game.
Yeah, Constitution.
Okay. Constitution. I hit it. Did it roll? No. Why did it not roll? Wait, did it just roll?
Yeah, now it rolled a 12.
Weird.
Alright, so you succeed in not getting gored by a boar. However,
Hurrah.
you fail to get anything for the day.
Okay, well, yeah, that did something.
L's character dies because of death by boar.
Very common death.
Very common
yeah,
death?
very common death. And it's a hell of a fucking death to have as a D&D character.
I'm going to assume by that you don't find any, like, because the surrounding area is basically cultivated farmland. You'd have to go like 20 miles north towards like the nearest mountain section to like find forest, but that'd be like a whole day of marching. So in the surrounding region, you only find like boars. And
All right.
yeah, you basically climb up a tree to get away from the boar. Kalcash, you just want to continue like looking through like the city, or do you want to like specifically spend time organizing like a civic, civic like conscription to like fix the problems?
Yeah, Kalcash was going to try to do that before leaving the Temple of Ascended Rays.
Yeah.
For the morning, he's going to inform Amelia about the damage to the temple specifically, and would advise if she has any spare acolytes to go down and try to mend up her waterways.
She says
in case of emergencies.
She says she can do that Friday because all of her spare acolytes are currently casting mending and prestidigitation.
Yeah. No, it's just mending.
Yeah, there's just going to be more mending.
Prestidigitation.
Yeah. It's like, congratulations, we're now going to do advanced cantrip training. Everyone looks at each other, worried, as they're slowly descend into the sewers. Is that why we were fixing all those tools? No! This is completely unrelated!
No. This was a favor. That was for a favor for a Haxmaster. This is to make sure you guys knew what the fuck you're doing.
Yep, basically. Alright, so... Kalcash, so the best place you want to go to probably is the government district.
What do you mean? I need to start this fucking revolution over.
Alright. Red pill.
But you're right. It'd probably be best if I have like an actual like government order that aid me in like gaining conscripts for this.
Alright. Do you want to listen to the consumerist agitator?
Yeah, sure. I will
I
listen
need-
to the consumerist agitator.
I need to start making like a random like generation table for things she talks about. Because that would be hilarious. Alright. So you find the Eurasian consumerist agitator. She is currently on a giant soapbox. And she is talking about ROI indexes and investment strategies. Most people are confused. However, the Calburn, the dog folk, are actually interested in listening. Yeah, she is talking. The reason why is because she's currently talking about how you like the elementary school like diversification speech. Like, remember, don't like put all of your money into oranges, because what happens if there's a hurricane during orange season? Make sure you invest in peaches and apple. You know, she's talking about that. That's why the Calburn aren't interested, because it's talking about farming.
Yeah, but more applicable to what these people are taught.
Yeah,
would normally have to do.
People who literally don't have an elementary school education, they're receiving one right now. So do you want to like interrupt her?
No, I'll let her do her thing. I will actually go to the government district.
So you see, there's also a hat in front of her thing, and it's like a really old ratty hat, and it has donations with a question mark at the end of it. And you think that these people set it up specifically for her because they're so confused by her. Like, is she panhandling or is she just a crazy person? All right.
Yeah, no. If I could get a work order for this,
yeah,
I might be able to use her to get more people to join in.
All right. Do you have any training in government bureaucracy?
Fuck no.
Your mom does.
Yeah, I know. Okay, yeah. Gotta run home, Mom. Mom.
All right. You grab Mariah, and
Yep.
Mariah does look kind of shamefaced because she meant to teach you that, but she's only had you for a year.
Yeah, no, it's only been a year. It took a whole year to keep him from trying to randomly kill people.
It literally took you 6 months to not like be angry at Sigismund.
Yeah, no, it's 6 months of daily death threats.
Like she joked with you that she said, "Are you sure you're not a cat because you act like a cat in water?"
Does a crocodilian hiss at her?
I take offense to that.
Well, of course you take offense to that. You're a cat.
Remember, she's a dog. All right, so she takes you from distraction. She's like really happy that you're actually taking interest in this, and she educates you on how like these forms are supposed to be written. Because it's the Middle Ages, it's actually pretty simple. The hardest part is getting the paper. We're not 40Ks of administratum yet. It will take you make a. Are you Are you lettered in Skarrest? Are you literate?
Yes.
All right. So because that's out of the way, it's basically just filling out a work order. The main thing she had to show you is she had to show you how to get the right stationery, because there's civilian or citizen stationery, and then there's Haxmastare stationery.
Okay.
Citizen takes a long time because there's a lot of citizens, but Haxmasters are like, this is like the noble government itself telling us that we need to get this done. And she explains that's how you do it. If you're a Haxmaster, you just grab a Haxmaster form and like fill it out.
Okay.
All right, so you
Kalcash is just sitting here like, why do I hold so much power for no reason? He's like, I just rode a shitty little boat for like 15 years. What is my life?
there's also the fact that you're a lot bigger than most like Skarrens, because most like humans here are actually really small.
I think they average around 5 feet, you said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and funny enough, all of the brothers are around 6 feet.
Yeah. So, probably because you're big. Honestly, you're big and gold. So obviously you're in charge. More seriously, you do, however, like when you get like an hour into your paperwork, because you have to like make a lot of these work orders, because you're having to do each specific district of the city, and then detail where the district tunnels.
Yeah,
Like,
and he can only like do the districts that he knows about,
yeah.
and he still has to do some more mapping out.
If you were to just say like go to the sewers and fix the infrastructure, that's kind of like kind of hard to do. But you're being more specific. You're actually doing under Mariah's tutelage. However, like 2 hours in, you see like this small catfolk child like staring at you, like kind of nervous, but she's not moved for like the last 20 minutes.
Hello.
She kind of like hides behind a door frame when you let her know that you notice her. Make a history test for me. This is going to be really hard.
Yeah, especially for Kalcash.
All right, you do not recognize this child at all. Do you just
Kalcash will just give her a friendly wave and then continue on with the paperwork.
Right, as soon as you turn her head, she also gives you a friendly wave back. How long do you think it would take to do all this paperwork?
With the assistance of Maria, I feel like it might. You said they was there for 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
And you'd say like an hour per district?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, like I would say he's probably done after like maybe the 2 or 3 hour mark, seeing how he's gotten the slums.
Like you got the slums, you got the waterfront, and you maybe have the citadel.
Yeah. And the Citadel would probably be a poor idea, seeing how, there's a fucking Zornate encampment right there. Like, oh, let's go repair the Citadel. Oh, shit, there's a bunch of things there.
All right. So after like once you finish all the paperwork and you're stepping out, you almost run into like this older Asian lady. She looks like really similar to like her race. She doesn't look like Arsene. Arsene is like completely atypical for what you know around here. She's like, "Oh, are you Mr. Kalcash?"
I am.
She bows like really deeply. Says, "Oh, my daughter, she knew you like a year ago."
Oh,
You think you may be mishearing her though. You think you heard her say daughter. You may have heard her say niece. It's kind of similar in the language.
Fair. I assume she's speaking in cat. Or, like a Creole of
Yeah, she's speaking in a Creole.
Skarrest and cat.
Yeah, she's definitely speaking like low class, like common.
Fair.
It's honestly closer to Corsanganese than it is to Skarren. And I believe
he knows Corsanganese.
Yep. She's trying to lead more into the Skarren of the Creole, which is ironic because you know more of the Corsanganese than you know the Skarren.
I mean, if he just starts addressing her in Corsanganese if it's apparent that she's more fluid in that.
Yeah, so you switch his language to that, and you can kind of detect like a lower middle class accent in that Corsanganese. It's like, oh, Mr. Kalcash, I just would like to invite you over for, she looks up at the sky to see what time it is, supper? You see, you saved my my niece.
I assume it was during the burning of the neighboring kingdom.
The city, yes.
Yeah.
If you Mariah just looks over, pats her shoulder, and walks away. She cannot help you in this.
Yeah. Sure.
All right. She leads you over down into the slums district.
And he follows.
This sounds like an ambush.
She leads you to like.
Oh well.
This is obviously like not the scale for the city.
Yeah.
But there is like a shack here next to like a pre-existing building that's like just south the open secret brothel. You believe you see Blaire and Miranda like enjoying a cup of tea in the cafe at the ground level.
Not surprising. Kalcash would just be walking by and go, "Of course."
So you are invited to a. Well, let's just be honest here. It is a shack in the slum district. It is like 2 rooms at best, and one of those is the bathroom. It is, however, surprisingly clean. It is obvious that the people who live here do take their living space seriously. So there's like the typical what's the word? Pleasantries, like introductions. You believe that the only people who live here is 2 catfolk women and the girl. The girl is currently hiding outside a window. The only reason why you know she's there is because you see her cat ears poking out because she's still too young to understand that she needs to get lower. The window, of course, is just a shutter.
Yeah. Yeah, like most of the windows.
So do you talk to them about anything in specific, or do you just like bask in the glory of like 2 women like saying like, "Oh, thank you for like saving all those children," blah blah blah.
I mean, I guess he'll just try to get to know them.
All right.
Ask about their situation. Maybe ask about the child that he apparently saved. Out of all of like the random people that swarmed onto his boat.
Yeah. Hold on. I have a name written down, and it's actually going to be important for next campaign. So I want to not get it wrong.
Oh, the child.
Yeah. Come on. Characters. No, wait, that's not it. God damn it. Oh, there it is, obviously. That is so annoying. All right, that's her name. Her name is the child's name is June. And as is typical in this, June.
Okay.
She's a very shy, like she has sapphire eyes. She has green hair. She's very lean, but you think that's just because she doesn't eat enough. And she has something really weird. She has a like drawn with like paint on her like very long like shirt/dress. That's obviously a hand-me-down. A peacock feather, like drawn everywhere on the shirt. She really likes peacock feathers, apparently.
Okay.
Eventually, she gets over her shyness enough to sit down at the table with you guys. Also, because like supper's being served, and it's a very thin soup, like thin, like rat and turnip soup. And you think they're lucky that they even get rats. Let's see. So the awkward silence descends on the table, and the first one you met, whose name you learned is Kiri, she says it was difficult adopting her.
I imagine so. I assume the fires.
Well,
He's trying to find a delicate way to put it.
well, yeah, her folks are gone now, and her clan is gone there as well. Well, those who would accept her or could accept her, and so when she was brought here, they asked around, and you see that there's absolutely like regret on her face, but she still voices this like, I should have said no. If I said it, like knowing that like that would be taken badly, she's like, if I said no, then she would have gone to the Citadel with like you. And she looks mortified that she's saying that, because she's basically saying, yeah, I should have abandoned my niece so that the nobles could adopt her to do whatever with her. And she like rubs little June's ears. It's just like, well, then at least she wouldn't be, here sleeping on like the floor. Sorry, I'm sure you didn't want to hear that. Would you like some more? She offers you like another cup of soup. Oh god, I hope Discord didn't shit itself. Discord shitted itself.
There it is.
Oh boy, I said like the whole thing.
So what did we miss?
So where did you leave off? Because
She was expressing regret at having said the unfortunate truth that if she abandoned her niece would be better off with the Haxmasters.
yes.
And before could extrapolate further, that's when you cut out.
Yeah, she then like realizing that, she then offers you a cup of soup. A very fragile rat skull is floating in it. Very crunchy.
It does not bother Kalcash at all.
Surprisingly enough, you do hear like chewing and popping from like all the cat teeth just eating rat bones.
Yeah.
So did you want to say anything in reply, or just be silent?
I guess he will express sympathy, or what was that, empathy?
Both.
Towards June, essentially telling them how he lost his father to the fires.
She nods. He was scary. She kind of like mimics like his two giant. I believe he had like two giant swords on him. Well, giant to her.
Yeah.
And then, as kids do, she's like, "Why did he do that? Why did he jump off the ship and start killing people?" And
too many people would have sank the ship. Then we all would have drowned.
Kiri pats June on the like side of the head. Yeah, there. She gives you the look. She's like, "Well, she has nightmares about it. Apparently, she heard this is going to sound silly. She heard kobolds under her bed before the whole thing happened."
Yes, kobolds were silly. Wait, I'm not there. I can't make that comment.
You just say that as you're walking home from hunting.
Yeah.
Man,
it's like fucking kobolds.
I could go for some kobold tail steak right now.
Man, you just make them sound psychotic. Jesus.
Well, Kalcash will just pat June on the head. Says, "Don't worry. I'm here to make sure that that doesn't happen again."
Yes, we heard that you were doing water things.
So what was that?
We heard that you were doing water things. Like, she doesn't know what the word infrastructure is in Corsanganese.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Kalcash will elaborate, trying
Oh,
to make sure that the waterways are cleared so
oh, that's dreadful.
combat fires.
How much does it pay? The other woman asks.
He pulls out the work order.
She looks like she's about 20 and is perfect age for like work, but there's just not enough work to go around at the moment.
Yes. Ah, perfect. You should ask. I just finished making a work order for the slums.
Hello, would you like to waist deep in shit to fix bricks?
And unfortunately, just because of that, it would probably have to pay better than most jobs you would randomly find.
Uh,
Especially seeing the urgency of the job.
yeah, you need buyers immediately. You need takers immediately.
Yes, takers immediately to do this absolutely horrendous job that nobody wants to do.
That's actually kind of dangerous because kobolds have been sighted in the sewers.
Yes. Yes, there's been kobolds sighted in the sewers. And all of
Kobolds,
this damage is actually sabotage from said kobolds.
kobolds, giant rats, giant spiders, the occasional undead. Typical sewer shit.
Yeah. So it's very dangerous work.
Yeah. It looks like that. She looks at her like meager rations. Is like, yeah, I would. Like, you can see like the look in her eye when she decides, yeah, I'm gonna have to do this. I don't want to be hungry.
I'm going to try it. It should be in a relatively large group, hopefully.
Yeah.
If not, then make sure you run.
Make sure you're really good at hiding and can hold your breath. All right. So they're not really good conversationalists because you are still a foreigner to them, as are they to you. But they do invite you again if you're ever in the neighborhood.
I'm sitting here like seeing if I actually have a spare weapon to give them. I unfortunately do not.
June is like currently kicking her legs on like the shoddily made chair as she's like chewing on like a rat skeleton. It's making Minecraft eating noises. Anyways.
That's actually a good thought. They seem rather good at cleaning, correct?
Yeah, the it's a dirt floor, but it's 4 walls and a roof, so I mean,
yeah.
Dirt
And there's
floor.
only so much clean that they can do.
Yeah.
However, you described it as a very well put together room and well maintained.
Yeah, it's well maintained. Like, it's well maintained. You can't tell if that's because they have nothing better to do and it's dangerous outside, or because they really do take cleaning seriously. It's probably the latter, knowing Eurasians. They do take cleaning seriously.
Yeah. Kalcash sitting there thinking for a second. How much would it be to add staffing?
For them, they could get by on like a copper piece every 2 days.
Copper piece every 2 days? Fair enough. So if we were to like hire them as maids for the Citadel, so they don't have to live in the slums.
For the Citadel itself, the Citadel staff would be pissed with you because the Citadel has its own staff. Yeah.
Fair enough. But my estate,
but
I had to hire my mom.
Yeah, but for your estate, you could do that.
Yeah.
The Citadel just has its own vetted staff for security reasons.
Fair enough.
But if you were like, no, they're part of my retinue, then they couldn't say anything.
Yeah, like, no, this is my staff. It's like, sorry, I don't have fucking... I don't have land yet. Maybe you should go ask my not dad.
Yeah, you could put them, it would be quote unquote on retainer as your staff. But because you don't have any land, you'd be putting him on retainer, so you're basically just giving him a stipend in the meantime.
Yeah.
Until you get property or land. Do you offer that?
I currently don't have enough money to offer that.
All right.
However, I will let them know about this job and say I might have an opportunity for them later once I come across some money.
So Kiri, and you don't know if this is her partner or friend or family, but her name is Saki. She just nods determinedly. Well, if it's work, it's work. Well, now if you excuse me, I'm going to have to go start seeing if I can find anything to eat for dinner. And Saki excuses herself.
Kalcash will. How many rations do I have?
You did steal like the entirety of the whatchamacallits, the Thieves Guild ration stores. So you have like 71 of the.
Oh. Yeah, I can totally just set the 10 rations that I have on me down on the table. And then
That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money for them. All right. Kiri is not so proud to say no or even refuse or even make mouth noises to refuse. She is taking that.
Just sets it down, gives her a smile, pats June on the head, and then walks out the door. And then he walks back and is, thank you for the food, and then walks back out the door.
You think you may hear, like as you close the door, like Judo like being mid-sentence saying nice, like mid-sentence of saying like something that is nice. All right. Do you want to go to the consumerist propagandist now after submitting that paperwork?
Yes, now that I have a work order, and now I can use this to rally the masses with the consumerist propaganda shouter.
Hold on, I'm gonna just because apparently you guys are just taking an absolute shining to this propagandist or agitator. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to actually make her a character.
Name and everything.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put this under next to Scarian. Consumerist.
What's your name? Oh, my name is Consumerist Agitator. What do you mean?
That's my operative
I was
name.
born this way.
That's my operative name. You have to understand that the states, the modern monarchy states and aristocracy do not understand the practice of capitalism. They see the merchant class undermining their power through wealth and distribution of the products of labor. Just being completely like communist agitator, unhinged, except with consumerism in mind. All right. So she, however, must be paid the standard town crier rate of 1 silver if you wanted to do this for a week.
That's fine. I will totally give her 1 silver. I'm like, just walk up and go here. You can use this to help finance the middle class.
She raises it, looks the king in the eye on the thing and slips it into her waist pocket. And then she do you have like a spare work order for like to wave around?
I assume he would get copies.
Yeah, okay. So she's
probably the extra hour that he spent there.
She's about to start saying something. Starts reading it. Gets down off her soapbox, picks it up, and starts walking towards the slum.
Yeah, so she can cry over there.
Yeah, she's like, oh wait, this is not for a middle class audience. This is absolutely for the lower class laborers. So
yeah,
she goes to like
you go to the lower class to lift them up to the middle class.
Yeah, she goes to the textile district in like this intersection instead, because a lot of the lower class works in the textile district.
Yeah.
And then you start the next time you visit there, she is talking currently about proper home financing and how to make floorboards alongside with like advertisements for like random stuff. every 15 minutes on the dot that cycles through about 5 different advertisements, one of which is yours.
Right on. I guess so.
She also offers advertise list rates and for rates for being advertised too. Like she actually like offers like advertisements for like the general store, but you could pay her like 5 copper more to skip it.
To get priority.
Yeah. Basically like just paying YouTube to get rid of the ads. That's basically what's happening.
Yeah.
All right, and that's your day.
All right.
By the evening, you have a list of names about. Roll me a d20 with charisma. A charisma roll.
Okay. Oh no.
Okay, so she is at least charismatic. Okay.
Yes.
So-
Way
so-
more charismatic.
So the people in the slums and the textile district, we don't know about this Kalcash guy. He seems like just like another noble who's bright golden boy. And then she's like, no, he is an absolute believer in lifting you up from the throes of oppression and poverty. He believes that the communists are sabotaging your homes and are planning on demolishing the entirety of the slums to gentrify it. And she gives like the people in like an absolute flurry of a state. Okay, I'm going to have to actually see D.
I mean, there is evidence of tampering. There, so it's not like she's wrong.
Yeah, so 781 people are on this list.
Dear fucking god.
Like people aren't sure about this golden boy, but apparently it possibly reached Slicks, and Slicks doesn't want his house falling down under him. So then he also put in a word. Alongside
Okay.
that, you think that's what happened. It could just be the agitator is just that fucking charismatic.
I mean, it is the slums.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in this city. This, as I said, this city holds like 50,000 people.
Yeah,
Oh.
781 is a lot, but realistically, it ain't shit.
Yeah, it's literally like we will pay you good money to wade through shit to fix shit. And it's like, I'm hungry. I will work. All right. All right. It is now Thursday. How are you going to transport your goods to the handoff site?
Where's the handoff site?
Outside of the city, about 20 miles.
20 miles. Okay.
Don't forget, you have to bring the goods that you're trading back, and they could be fragile.
Yeah.
If you want, you can talk to Ricardo about it.
Yeah, I thought he was going to handle most of that.
Yeah, he was going to handle the logistics, but you also haven't been able to, because Blaire isn't here. I haven't been able to show that.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'll just assume that's what Blaire is handling. That's why you saw her. That's why you saw Necro's character, her there.
At
For
at the open secret.
Yeah.
And hopefully Blair would procure a wagon of some sort,
Yes.
even if Kalcash has to push it.
It's a tuk-tuk. All right, Blair. Let's see how charismatic you are, you dog. Persuasion. Okay, fairly charismatic. Blair managed to get a very cheap flat rate and have Ricardo pay for it. So you got a horse, a buggy, and enough sitting space for you guys to all sit in it. All right. Is there anything anyone wants to do before you leave the city?
I'd say no.
No, I've got all my stuff. I'm just gonna like load my gear, get ready to go out just in case somebody decides to screw with us in this whole process.
All right.
Makes sense.
You all exit through the main gate, and you head on west. Now, I would normally have the map ready. Unfortunately, it got deleted, so I can't show you the glorious map I made. So I'm working on that still. That'll be ready, hopefully, next time. All right. So, does anyone want to make me a survival test?
Who has the best survival?
Not me, that's for sure.
Blaire's a city boy. Blaire has a 0.
It's Kalcash.
Okay. Kalcash, you are actually really. You want to just describe how you do this because you obviously avoid any encounters.
I mean, Kalcash was a smuggler before he was anything else, so he probably just knows what he's looking for, any signs of trouble, and just avoiding it, what roads he should be taking.
All right. So, good news because you are deeply embedded into the security of the state. You got to see like the patrol routes for the cuirassiers. So normally, when you would get harassed by the cuirassiers, you'd have to like have hidden compartments in your smuggling stuff. For you, however, you know the cuirassiers. You know the patrol routes. They're not going to go down this road. So you manage to duty-free tax evade.
As it should be.
Yeah. So 1 second, because I, for some reason, was being a dum-dum and forgot to make horse. I did not make a horse token. I'll fix that next time.
There should be a free one.
Yeah, there's a free one. I'm going to use that.
If not,
Cart.
you could search it on the web thing and get one that has a buggy attached to it.
That's what I'm doing. Objects. No, that's crate. Those are maps. Oh, those are actually really nice maps. For free? Oh, those are actually really nice.
Yeah, funny enough, they actually have some cool stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, there is also the website I use. Not necessarily legal, but
In this one, I'm sure I can,
hey, man, how much do you want for that cool D&D map? I don't know, $50. Hey, fuck you.
Oh, I can't find the buggy part of the cart. Hand cart. There we go.
I mean, there's this like wagon.
Oh, there's a oh, sweet wagon. I'll look that up.
Yeah,
It's
the objects down at the bottom.
there we go. Perfect. I can absolutely use that wagon. Unfortunately, there we go. All right. Great. So, Ricardo is in the lead as he is sitting. Basically, he's sitting on Blaire's shoulders. Do you bring any of your companions with you?
I mean, do we actually want to bring that? Like, hello, small child, would you like to do some shady dealings with us?
Yes! I live for shady dealings! I'm an adventurer!
All right. Come with Big Brother Kalcash, the worst influence on your life.
Have you ever set up a sting operation against an angry mob or against a cult that's pretending to be an angry mob? No. Would you like to?
Kalcash, Lat is
Yes.
now your shoulder angel.
As she always is.
Alright, so... going to put you on the GM layer, and then you're on the bottom right here. On that road. Horse clip clop, clip clop, clip clop. Ricardo points out this farm. And you see an abandoned and damaged farm. It looks like it's been either recently raided or recently destroyed by something. You're kind of at the outskirts of what is considered safe.
Does
What do you mean
anyone want to scout it out?
What do we mean? What do I mean safe?
Yeah, like, why is it not safe out here?
Oh.
Elaborate.
Okay, so there's a couple things you need to know. So those cuirassiers, they're not there to stop like tax evaders. They're there to stop the fire blights and the zombies and the very, very active beast folk tribes to the west and the salamanders. Oh, and those Zornate cultists that have been, causing trouble lately. Those two.
Yeah, basically everybody.
There's also the Sferdens. Arsene, you know the Sferdens as absolute assholes who should be killed on sight. Even hearing or speaking their name makes you irrationally angry, and you do not know why. And there was a war with the Sferdens recently, like 20 years ago. Let's just say that the last unburned city is not very secure. There's a reason why getting land equates you being having to be a badass at fighting. I hope Discord didn't crash on me again.
No, it didn't.
No, yeah, we're hearing you.
All right.
I guess Kalcash will attempt to sneak forward and see what he can see.
All right. Yep. Okay. Did I make character sheets for these guys? I really need to get around to making character sheets for these people. Okay. Yeah, anyways, that is very easily handy to just they do not have that high passive perception. Make a perception test though to see them. All right, so they're obviously trying to be inconspicuous and hidey. However, when you have a flaming tail on your butt, it's kind of very hard to hide safely. So you just see all of these salamanders being very obviously hidden everywhere.
Yeah.
They appear to be all red-scaled salamanders. They're all light. So for you, Kalcash, it's it's pretty nice, it's pretty warm. Everyone else, they're bundled up in clothing because it's winter and it's really, really cold. For most people, this would be freezing.
Yeah.
The commander here is literally just wearing basically this. Essentially, she would be going totally topless if people didn't have these things called prudish morals.
She's like Kalcash.
Yeah, she's exactly like Kalcash, and it's hot. I am not wearing anything. The other guys here in the back, they're wearing what looks to be scaled armor with a chest piece and helmets, obviously.
Yeah. Because armor is armor.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how hot you are.
Yeah. You can obviously tell, however, they are fucking miserable. They wish it was night.
Yeah.
It is noon now, and they're not annoyed, but they're also man, I wish they would get here faster kind of look.
Kalcash will walk over here, poke his head over the fence. Ricardo.
Yes, he looks up.
They're over there in the farm.
By the way, Ricardo?
I don't see anything else besides the...
Oh,
besides the salamanders.
Excellent. So this halfling then gets up on the horse.
Kalcash will return to his hidey spot.
To back. Ricardo gets on the horse. And then he goes flip flop, flip flop, flip flop, flip flop, flip flop, flip flop. Howdy, folks! The salamanders, they kind of get a reverse crescent. And then the other salamander's she looked very obviously like looks around, is like, wait, how the fuck did he get here? Like, is he the only one? Kind of look.
I assume someone else went with him on the wagon. Probably Blaire.
Yeah.
I know Lat's with me.
All right, let's
And I
see.
assume Vi would go with them.
I would, but the thing he put out wasn't a real token.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, fucking.
Every damn
Shorty's
time.
weird like that.
Hold on, I'm going to do something. L, place your token.
I already placed.
Can you move it?
You put me on a different page.
Oh yeah, can you move that token?
No.
All right, place your token. Thank you. That way, now when I whatchamacallit? When I decide to like make a new map, I can just take from here. That's why I have this page. All right. She nods to the two ladies. She assumes Ricardo is obviously a lady, but with his man bun, and Blaire with their elegantly flowing hair. Well, it's nice to meet y'all. All right, can we see your wares, and then we'll trade on let you see our wares. It seems like her draconic lisp is in full swing right now. Oh, 1 second.
Just backflips on top of the building.
Sorry about that. I thought my phone was ringing. It was actually my dad's. Yeah, you get to the roof of that without making a sound. Lat, however, looks disappointed that she cannot make that jump.
Well, he just
Oh, he jumped with her?
his tail comes down, yeah, like wraps around her, and he just jumps up with her.
Ricardo. Wait, do I have a bard template? I should have a bard template. Bard. Oh, no, I have Ricardo.
You have a Ricardo template.
Yes. He is going to try and smooth talk her. Ricardo, do you know? No, you don't know Draconic. So unfortunately, his attempts to serenade her beauty, and his wares, unfortunately, go over her head because she is not very educated in the Skarran language.
The language barrier.
Yeah. Kalcash, it's plainly obvious that Ricardo is trying to hit on her, but she is either dense, professional enough, or literally ignorant that she does not understand what he's saying.
Kalcash thinks for a second. He's like, maybe I should throw him the book. Maybe I should read from the book. I think Amelia would get mad at me if I do that, though.
Blaire is, however, going to assist. Blaire is, however, going to wingman. Blaire, you don't know Draconic either. Blaire's eyes discreetly cut to you. It's kind of hard to tell because Blaire's eyes are always closed, but you can tell because you've known Blaire for a year, and that's what Blaire always does when they're like, get involved.
Blaire's like, help me. Kalkash is like, fine. He will let down, and then he'll stand up and jump down.
Make a stealth test. This is just to determine how surprised she is.
Fair enough.
All right. So you see this guy. He knows you. He jumps. But the other three don't notice you. And Ricardo is just talking about the very, very nice wares. And then he stops and he looks at you. And then she stops. Ah, jeez, fuck! and
I was
jumps.
about to say, like, Kalcash is like, yes, you should listen to my friend. He has good wares, as he, like, pats her on the shoulder.
Yeah, she literally jumps like a goddamn cat. It's like, you. Where the hell? Where did that gold scale come from? How do you? She points around to like the bright white snow and the like dead grass and the like brown of the thing. I don't. You know what? You're city folk. You're city folk. I'm just going to. She looks back to Ricardo, and she's very tall. Like Ricardo's like 4 foot normally, and on the horse he's like 6 foot. She's looking him eye in the eye. Goods, please. All right, and then do you want show her the goods?
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah, Kalcash will sit there and translate Ricardo's shit into Draconic for her.
she is very happy that you speak the old tongue. She does, however, say in Draconic, I am Chrysalis. And what's your name?
My name is Kalcash,
Indeed.
son of Jax.
Huh, Jax. Jax. She looks up, looks you straight in the eye, looks at this stuff, looks at Ricardo. Oh, you're Jax's kid! Oh, hey guys, it's Jax's kid. Like, oh, how's Jax, by the way? It's been a year. Never heard anything from him. We assume he went quiet.
He's dead.
Oh. She lifts her tail and like removes one of the scales that were like molting and offers it to you.
Kalcash will take it and bow his head to her.
She bows back. I'm sorry to hear that. Jax was a very good friend of ours. He, I guess that's why this Ricky fellow is doing this. She points to the wagon. All right, so Ricardo looks kind of put out that he can't serenade the statuesque Amazon, who is dressed very, very little in this environment.
Oh, yeah. Kalcash will just blatantly say, the tiny human wishes to fuck you.
Wait, she stops, looks back, looks him up and down, looks back to you. I thought he was a child.
No, they just grow very small there for no reason.
She,
Like, the exception being my brother, like, points to Blaire.
yeah, she was just about to
Other
start
than
pointing to Blaire.
Kalcash.
Well, how about that one? If she points to the elf.
That's an elf. Just the humans are particularly small. He points to Ricardo.
Wait, what's the difference between the two?
One lives a
Kalcash
lot
shrugs.
longer, is cooler.
I'm sorry, I couldn't understand that. She asked
One
Kalcash.
lives a lot longer and is cooler. Hair flip.
Kalcash translates it as, they're extremely more pretentious.
Yeah, look, you can't keep track of all these humans. You know us, you just tell by the color of our skin. You just look at the gold color, the red color, the black color, and you can just obviously know, oh yeah, there's that from that tribe. But no, humans have to look. Oh, you don't deserve this. I'm not going to bother. I'm not going to go on this tangent again. Hey, boys, Captain Sasha, get the shit, get the good shit. And you see the boys, as they're called. Although it's kind of hard to tell considering their armor, but that doesn't matter right now, as they clear away the hay and reveal 2 boxes. All right. So, Kalcash, son of Jax, we get the good stuff. Can we see your good stuff?
And Kalcash will show her what they got.
All right. So, how do you want? So, Blaire can they both have enough like translation of the Skarran language to be able to communicate in this. Do you want to like assist Blaire?
Yeah. Kalcash will assist Blaire as the interpreter.
All right. So, what did you bring in total?
Let's double check the party loot. All right. So I believe it was 51 silver worth of
Textiles, I guess.
textiles invested by Vi. 100 pounds of like tools and such.
They're they're level 20 quality tools.
Okay.
They're bright and gleaming, and they're made of steel.
Yeah, 100 pounds of really nice tools. And then 100 silver worth of steel ingots.
All right, she picks up one of the ingots and starts weighing it in her hands. It's like, Kalcash, you're gonna have to forgive me. I must do something to this merchandise. And then she produces a drill and starts drilling into it to see that it's steel all the way through. Despite what normally would think, this takes her like 2 minutes. As she just drills into this solid steel like ingot. She is very, very strong. She then tastes one of the metal filings from it, and then nods to the boys, and they start like chittering and being very excited. Like, real steel, yes! None of that lead shit. Oh, you're fucking kidding me. God damn it. Testing. All right, damn it. Now I can hear you guys.
Okay.
So
she was saying that she had to do something. I assume inspect it.
she produces a hand, like one of those like hand drills, you know, to
Okay.
file through stuff. She places it against the top of it and starts drilling through it. And then when she goes all the way through it, and she does it in like 2 minutes. This takes very, very little time. She produces one of the like metal filings from inside it and tastes it. And then she nods to the boys. And the boys start chittering and chattering excitedly in Draconic. Everyone else, it just sounds like Draconic kissing. Like kissing at each other. To you, Kalcash, they're saying, real steel, yes! None of that lead shit. Fuck lead.
Fuck lead. And oh shit.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
She ate the metal though. That was metal as fuck.
Yeah. She does spit it out.
Oh. Nice.
But like half of it's gone. She spits it like back out into like the hole that she made. It's like, sorry, we've had some bad experiences with the locals replacing the steel with lead. Making a steel shell, putting lead in the center. You know how it goes.
Wow. Alright, shit.
She puts the steel back in. Then she starts feeling the textiles, and Blaire and Ricardo start like espousing the value of this textile. Vi, did you get silver? Did you get silk, or did you get like fine cotton?
I don't know.
51 silver worth. What would you like?
I guess silk. Hmm. Am I muted?
No, we can hear you.
Well, there was no response.
Oh shoot! I accidentally closed Blaire's thing because I thought I heard Blaire said Necro say that they are buying like a whole like thing of silk. So she feels it. It's like a whole. It's like one bolt of like really really fine silk. It glitters and gleams in the sunlight, and she looks up at Ricardo and like nods like approvingly. Shit. Hold on, I'm going to restart my Discord.
Fair enough.
And why is there just a black screen? Oh god, how long has it been a black screen? Oh, that's why. No? Is it not working? Cancel? There we go. Okay. And then I gotta remember not to do that. Alright. Yeah, you're if anyone's watching this live, yeah, the if you lower it, it just disappears. Discord. All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. She nods approvingly at Ricardo towards the silks. Sorry about that. Let's see. And then what else did you bring?
You did the textiles, you did the tools. Did you do the 100 silver with the steel?
Yeah, that was when she was going through the steel ingot. She's now going to look at the tools.
Yeah. I
All
believe
right.
that's all we brought with us.
Right. Kalcash, roll a d6.
You got it.
All
Four.
right. She looks moderately interested in the tools. I mean, most of the tools are agricultural and like masonry. All steel, and these are indeed like all solidly built steel tools.
Yes. Yes, they are.
She points to a hoe and like some chisels and says, "We don't need those, but I'll buy them for the steel content."
I figured as much.
For the whole lot
I
of
just
the tools, I'll give you just 200 silver. Sound fair?
Kalcash will look to Blaire and Ricardo.
Blaire's eyes are actually open at giving 200 silver for 50 steel for 50 silver. Like a four
Yeah,
time.
no, it's for the exchange. Yeah, it's crazy.
Uh,
Kalcash will nod.
she offers her hand to you. Her scaled hand with like some claws on it, and she like grips your arm
Yeah.
firmly.
Grips her back with his scaled clawed hands.
All right. Come on over, little ones. You want to see some of the finest goods in the entirety of these mountains? Then you need not look farther as she cracks open this chest. Inside, where did I put it? Oh, there it is. Inside are various goods of brass and bronze-like jewelry, rings, loops, anklets, bracers, and most beautiful of all, glassware. Crystal glass goods that are of very fine quality to your eyes. Do you want
Shit. The fucking glassware. That's so fucking.
Blaire has no idea what the heck they're looking at. They're not Miss Smith.
So what's up?
Blaire is not a smith. They cannot accurately appraise these goods.
Can I use my background
As a smuggler?
as a smuggler to appraise these?
Yeah, roll d20 and we'll see how accurate you can accurately appraise these.
Oh.
Look, they're obviously very good, but you don't know how the hell you would flip these.
Yeah.
Like
Kalcash will eye Ricardo in this case.
Ricardo is too busy looking up at the Amazon. Unfortunately, because of his angle, he's just looking at underbust. Can't even see your face.
Kalcash will whip him in the balls with his tail.
Ow! Fuck!
Ricardo, business.
He looks inside, but he is just a normal bard. He does not know what he's looking at.
Kalcash rolls his eyes for fuck's sake. Fine, go back to looking at the tits.
Lat, however, may. Ricardo is trying to chat up the.
Yeah. Kalcash will look towards the. He's like, "Give me 1 sec. I have to retrieve one of our hidden companions," and he'll hop up here and grab Lat.
Do you just grab her like a lapdog?
Just walks up like, "All right, Lat. I guess we don't need to hide like I thought we would." Picks her up, drops back down.
She's like, yay! Looks up. Wow, she's big. Nope, excuse me.
She is, isn't she?
Like, I am very specifically not looking up between those two. And then she hops into the, like, literally just hops into the crate and Scrooge McDucks. Scrooge McDuck's in his pile of money. And then she starts looking at the goods. Alright, let's see how good you are. Please tell me I have not been muted again.
No, you're not muted. We're just
Alright.
listening.
Arsene, is there anything you want to do, or are you just going to, like, voyeur like a cat?
I'm making sure that if anything goes wrong, I can immediately, like, dome a guy, if need be.
Alright, is anyone trained in insight?
Am I? No, but I have a +4.
Unfortunately for this one, you need to be trained.
Fair.
Blaire, are you trained in insight? No. Everything around it is, not insight. Alright. 15. Alright, so,
Well, my
Lat,
insight's terrible, so
yeah,
shit.
Lat has to do this herself, raw dogging it. So, she looks at the goods very closely. Like, she pulls out, like, a little monocle, even. Let's see, fine brass and bronze, jewelry. Ooh, those are some nice earrings. And crystal glass goods. Oh, ooh. Okay. So what does she do? She goes into the next one to see what's inside of it, opens it up. Because she's a small and a child, she can barely open it up, and when she does, it falls on her head as she's trying to like look inside. But she doesn't let that affect her as she's like rooting around in it. Hey, Kalcash, can you please open this whole thing up?
Yeah, of course. Kalcash will go assist her.
All right, you do so, and you unveil a full glass liquor cabinet set that is all dragon themed. Like, there's fine crystal glass like decanters that like has like a dragon spout, like, so when you pour it, it looks like a dragon is just like pouring out liquor. Um, like there's an entire like bronze and brass like chair that's like dragon themed, so that with like serpents slithering around the base of the seat. And she pulls out one of the bronze bracers, and the metalwork is scaled to imitate the dragon's hide. And so that 6 sets of dragons are slithering up your arm. And it culminates into like a collar, so it looks like dragons are biting into your neck.
That does not look good.
The fuck?
Let's see. How educated are you? Well, this will be a history test. Oh no, this is actually really common. So because of the she looks over to Miss Loss here, patiently entertaining Ricardo as he's just trying to serenade her. So for salamanders, they believe that they are the what's the word that's polite to you, Kalcash? Midpoint of dragons. So they believe that if they somehow get closer to the draconic heritage, they'll inherit the power and majesty of the dragons. You're technically one step up to them, although they won't take orders from you considering your golden texture.
Okay.
So for this, she holds up the collar, which is like it's like imitating like a dragon biting into someone's neck. It's actually really comfortable, and she puts it on. It's way too big for her. It's made for like a person who's like 6 foot tall.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it would fit on Kalcash.
Yeah, it'll fit on Kalcash. Here, let me just like, and she like offers you like some bandoliers and bangles, and then like puts on like the collar. It's like a clamshell, so that like you can like use a leather clasp to keep it closed. There we go. And it looks like so like kind of contrasts really poorly with you because you're gold. But for like someone else, it would be like bronze, brass, bronze, brass, bronze, and then there's like a giant brass collar around your neck, and it's actually really comfortable. Like the fangs are just barely pressing against your skin, but they're nice and rounded, so they're not like biting into you, but it's like like kind of rubbing it. It
Good.
actually
You're
like
right.
if you like wear like a scarf underneath it, it would be really really nice. It would basically make you look like you're a dragon. Like dragons are curling up your arm. I would gauge these at, let's see. Okay, so the crystal glass goods, they're good, they're fine. They're not the best. I've seen better. The metalwork though, uh, she says that she has rarely seen finer metal crafting than this. If she had to put it on a 1 to 20 scale, it would be an 18.
Okay.
Now, obviously, I can't say how much I will be able to flip these, not without a little, as she like rubs her middle and thumb finger together. But if it was just between you and me, I think this would be a fine trade. This stuff, this sell. Well, obviously, Kalcash, you would know this. This would sell very, very well downstream.
Oh yeah.
People are crazy about dragons down south.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Up here, not so much. All the fire stuff. All right, Ricardo, you've had some time. Can you swoon? Make her swoon. Performance. Dear God. All right, Blaire, are you trained in performance? You're not. All right, Blaire, let's see if you can make it so it's not a natural one. Okay. It's not a natural one. Although, she leans into Kalcash. I don't think he's here for money. Don't let
I
him.
don't think so either.
Don't let him make a
I'm
deal.
sorry.
Look, let me talk to her.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he definitely doesn't have any authority in this situation. Go on, Matt.
Blaire is trying very,
Have
very hard to help Ricardo. All right. Miss Loss? Miss Loss? You see, like, the statuesque dragon girl, like, look around. Unfortunately, because of her eye patch, you're in her blind spot.
Kalcash will put Lat onto his shoulder and then step into her vision.
It's like, small child. Yeah. Lat cuts herself off, just like, yes. How would you like to make a deal? All right. Does anyone want to make the? And it's just gonna be Lat because Lat has better persuasion than Blaire.
Everybody.
Yeah, it's a +7.
Yeah. I assume, can we assist her?
Blaire is assisting her.
Okay. Blaire.
So, I don't think Lat's intending this, but because of Ricardo's constant serenading, Blaire speaking on the other side of to help, and then Lat, you're completely bamboozling this like humble country folk.
Kalcash, just Kalcash sitting there like pitching the bridge of his nose, and then he once again whips Ricardo in the ballsack. Go back to the cart.
Ow!
Bad.
Ow!
Bad.
Unfortunately for everyone, he is wearing a kilt. He's pouting. Yeah, the luck has been really evenly spread here. So she however,
He apologizes to her.
she is still bamboozled and kind of flustered. You can see like her breath steaming in great geysers in front of her. You can tell it is not from anger, but it is also not. But it's also partly from annoyance. She is trying to do a job here.
Yeah. Yeah, she's just getting frustrated.
All right, so
All right.
Lat nods and says, "All right, so the entirety of both of these crates. Very good deal. You don't have to transfer that really heavy stuff back for our crate. You only transport one crate of high quality metal goods and some, silky smooth textile. And we get these two, and because we're in a buggy, it doesn't take us that much. And because you're walking, that smaller crate, perfect for you. You hear her foot tapping, and it goes back and forth with like specific stuff within the thing. Does appeal to the fact that the crystal glass would not be very transportable back due to the fact that it's glass. It's like, what are you going to do? You're going to transport it on your hands? Right. So she convinces them that you'll take all the crystal glass goods. You'll take like and 3/4 of like the metal goods. Unfortunately, if she got 20, she would have gotten everything. But that's fine. You got most of it. And then she offers her hand to shake, and the two shake on it. All right, Kalcash, that's business concluded. Hey, Kalcash, do you smell burning?
Always.
The salamanders, like, when hearing that, they also sniff, and then they look at their tails, which are also covered. Like, they're kind of covered, but they're not covered. Once you guys started talking, they took their tail covers off, and their fires are burning bright, but they're not smelling of smoke. No, it smells like burning meat. Okay, Lat, let's see if your sense of self-preservation has existed between existence. No, you're still just a naive young child. Kalcash, however, you start smelling like, cooked meat. It kind of smells like pork, but it smells like old pork. And then you realize something. That's not pork. That's rotting meat from zombies. And you start hearing really loud chittering and laughing over here in this neighboring field.
Oh, Kalcash motions towards everybody. He's like undead.
As soon as you say that, all the salamanders get their blades ready. And then you start hearing something from this end as well. And we'll leave that for tonight. All right. I hope you had all had fun after like the 2-month hiatus.
I had fun.
Sorry, Ben, you didn't really get a lot of screen time this time because of the things. I expected to get to this like 2 hours ago. Unfortunately, we didn't because you all decided to go to the sewers. All right. I know L's just dealing with stuff. So, yep. L, do you want your experience?
Oh, geez, you're handing out experience?
Yeah.
Okay, let me get back in.
EXP earned blank. It's now January 16th. All right, so let's go through all the things you have done. Did you advance or complete a quest?
Yes.
Did
You
you?
scouted out the Zorna campaign.
You did indeed. I also would have taken the. You decide to make this meetup for goods.
Yeah.
Did you uncover a historical truth or secret? No, anyone?
I was trying to think of like, the volcanic thing being used by the dwarves for smithing would count.
Yeah, that would count. Okay. That there's possibly geothermic springs underneath your feet at this very moment. Yep. Turns out you're in Yellowstone. Did you make a name or reputation for yourself? Yes. I believe you guys did. Did you entrench your status as nobility? Kalcash, did you do anything to entrench your status as nobility?
No.
Paperwork? You signed stuff in your
Oh,
name?
well, learned how to do stuff.
Well, you signed also
I don't
signed.
know that it trenched his status as nobility.
Well, you signed work orders under your name, and you got like lots of people to do them.
You know what? That is fair. There is hundreds of people now that have jobs because of some guy named Kalcash in their eyes.
All right. Did you accumulate wealth of at least 100 silver?
If the deal is counted as completed, then yes.
Yeah, I'm basically going to count it as complete for the purposes of this one. You're
I mean, you did agree to like 200
Oh,
silver.
for
yeah, you're outright told that she would give you 200 silver worth of goods for just the tools alone.
Yeah.
All right, so that means everyone got 5 experience points.
What's that?
You got the max amount you could this session.
I have 37.
37. That means.
I think we had to level up for a minute.
Yeah.
okay.
That's why you're getting.
So how
you
much experience did we get? I had
5.
5. Barely. Okay.
So, yeah, 45, you get to level 4. So you're almost like 2 more sessions until you're like level 4, and you need to like get this money and liquidate it to get the money to level up. That's going to be exciting. What level are you guys at like right now? 2?
Level 2. Yeah.
Yep, that'll be exciting.
Yeah, most of us will get our subclasses.
I'm not even sure if I'm level 2. Did I even get the?
I
You
think
should be.
you should start level 2. You just
Yeah,
start
we're
with
level
25.
2 when you upped it.
You just start with 10 experience points instead of what the party's at. I believe. Let me double check. I may have been more merciful.
I think you weren't that merciful. I think you had me. Said I would have to find the trainer, and I've yet to get the trainer. Or
No,
if I
you
did,
had a
I don't.
trainer because you were with us, so you were level 2.
Okay.
So you're at.
I don't know. I don't recall this campaign at all.
So you're at 36 experience points. So whoever has the highest experience points, everyone can spend a day just training on their own time to like get experience points per day. To whoever has the highest. And all you have to do is like pay like daily expenses of like 1 silver.
Yeah, which you would have to pay anyway.
Yeah. It just means you can't do any like other like side things like doing exploring or like doing business.
I don't think we're really that far behind to the point where it's necessary.
Yeah. So I hope you all had fun. I know I did. All right. Night YouTube night stream. See you next week for is it Vindex or is it Fallout next week?
It is Fallout next week.
Oh, wonderful Fallout. That's going to be interesting. All right. Tune in next time when we beat the shit out of some raiders for just existing. Bye.